Hello and welcome to No Tactics. I'm Oscar.
And I'm Tom.
In this video, we're going to talk about our players who have aged like fine wine. These are the uncle players who, well, either have still got it or they had it. Who should we kick things off with, Tom?
Okay, I think we should probably start with a player that no one would have ever expected to have won a Ballon d'Or, Luka Modric.
Oh,
I think still to this day, he's absolutely balling out in Serie A. But when you think about him, he was fantastic for Real Madrid. He's won countless Champions Leagues, countless La Liga titles. And I just think he's got better with age. Like, the guy, generally, if you had told me when he had left Tottenham, where he was classed as one of the worst signings of the season that he joined La Liga for Real Madrid, that he would win the Ballon d'Or in the future, I wouldn't have agreed with you. I would have thought that was absolutely rubbish. But yeah, Luka Modric, what an absolute talent.
he always seemed to find ways of just getting better or proving people that, yeah, he's still got it. Even the international stage, what was it? That Croatia, they got to the semi-finals, and now, the last World Cup, they got to the final. So him dragging his nation at his age, this guy should have retired. But no, he just says, I'm not gonna quit. And the thing is, he could still probably play for another 3 or 4 years.
I would happily have him at Man United today.
He would do a job in Manchester United's midfield.
I think he would even do a job at Arsenal's. I think if you...
Is
Just because he's an ex-Spurs player, you say that. But I generally think there's the question. Zubimendi is a fantastic player. Mika Marino is a fantastic player. But would Modric just be better in that position? Tell us in the comments below.
No, but I'll take him for the bands. Well, another player I'd like to mention is, well, I hate bringing up his name, and I feel like we actually bring up in a lot of our videos. It's Mohamed Salah.
I get nightmares when I think about that name.
This guy, like, he is a bit of a freak of nature, to be honest. To do what he did last season for Liverpool, I'm still really angry about, because, look, maybe right now he's kind of tailing off, but he carried Liverpool last season at times.
I think genuinely the guy is... You can see how ripped he is. You can see how passionate he is about scoring. I think I don't get on the rhetoric this season that he's fallen off. I think there's a lot that happened to Liverpool over, obviously, the loss of Jota that I think has probably affected some players more than others. And I can't really get on the bandwagon that he's completely gone. You cannot go from scoring that many goals last season, being that ruthless last season, to falling off and there not being a reason. Yep. I think give him time this season. He's obviously not going to score as many goals because he is now having to be a player that feeds other players the ball, such as Isak is now coming into it.
He's not the main man. He won't be the main man for this season, and he might have to accept that. But yeah, last season, I think he would just do this thing, and he still kind of does it, where he's having a bit of a stinker. I'm watching this game, and I'm like, cool, Salah's having an absolute stinker. I'm feasting right now. And then 2 seconds later, he comes up with a goal. And he just seemed to keep on doing that. It doesn't matter about... I think he probably said it best himself. He spoke to Papa Wenger. He actually asked for some advice about what makes a good player a great player. And Professor Wenger told him what makes a good player from a great player is that even when you're having a bad game, you still stat pad and get a goal or an assist. And that's what he does best.
Did anyone else listen after Papa Wenger? Because that's what I was thinking about the whole time. Next up, we have a player that was a part of the furniture at Real Madrid. He was around for so many years, Real Madrid, and he was never the player that got their flowers. He was in the shadow of Ronaldo for so many years. But when Benzema won the Ballon d'Or off that incredible season, which ended with Real Madrid winning Champions League, Real Madrid winning La Liga, and him being the face of that, I think he was completely deserving of the Ballon d'Or.
On that season, he was an absolute smoke. You know the whole meme of Thanos, like, fine, I'll do it myself. In games, man, where they were losing like 2-0 to PSG, and then he would just be like, all right, go on, I'm going to play some football and win the game and, score a hat-trick 3-2. That Champions League run was one of the most generational runs of form I have ever seen. And I think, yeah, it's probably testament to the fact that he was probably the last sort of main man there with Ronaldo gone. Bale was probably not there anymore at that time. It was his moment, and he got his flowers that season. Benzema had still got it that season. I maybe got a theory as well. How, he always has a bit of tape wrapped around his hand. I think he's got some sort of infinity gauntlet there.
No, he's just covered in snus. He's just got snus that's going in the vein. He's just
maybe that's the trick. And hey, look, Benzema absolutely deserved the Ballon d'Or that season. Next, we have a player who is still playing and defying his age. I think he's in Brazil.
Yeah, he went back to his original team, which is just incredible. I love it.
And even when he peaked or started to get big around Europe, he was a bit of a late bloomer. We, of course, are talking about one of the best all-time defenders, Thiago Silva. This guy came to Chelsea with, I wouldn't say little expectations, because obviously he's a class player, won many titles for PSG, but everyone kind of thought that he was maybe on his way out or having a bit of a swan song at Chelsea. Nah, he only gone and won the Champions League for them, which I'm absolutely fine. I don't feel any sort of jealousy towards.
Why do you feel jealous? You never won the Champions League as a team, or?
No, actually haven't.
Sorry, but carrying on, Thiago Silva.
Oh man. Even got a song by Dave about this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And imagine that. Probably his biggest ever accolade being in one of Dave's songs.
Yeah, look, man, and fair play to him. I think we'll look back on his career. He'll look back on his career and say to himself, yeah, I'm an uncle and I've still got it.
Absolutely. Finally, the player that I feel like was the most robbed in world football ever, second to Alan Shearer, for winning the Ballon d'Or. Yep.
Thierry Henry as well.
Yeah, Thierry Henry should have won one, absolutely. But Robert Lewandowski, how when football was still allowed to go on, did he put in a performance that was better than anyone in the world, and then they just decided to cancel the Ballon d'Or that season? I thought it was disgusting. I think Reverend
Lewandowski.
Reverend Lewandowski. No, I think Robert Lewandowski is probably one of the most underrated strikers of our generation.
Yeah.
If we think about it, when we say, and what we've been saying for years, the best strikers in the world, I feel like everyone just forgets about him. He's pulled up trees in every single league he's gone to. He won the league at Barcelona, he won the league at Bayern Munich, and he won the league at Dortmund. He also won the league at Les Poznan as well. But he's been a striker that every team in the world would have taken, but no one really took the punt at, other than those three teams. It's a weird one. I think in time gone by, he would have been coming to the Premier League. Other than, obviously, Blackburn.
I was going to say how different it would have been had he gone to Blackburn. If it wasn't for that volcano, who knows what could have happened. But, yeah, look, fair play with Lewandowski, man. I think when you think about one of the sort of all-time great strikers, he might not be the first name that comes to your head. But when you actually look back on his career, just the sheer amount of goals he's still scoring.
Yeah, he's a bagsman. Absolute bag.
My guy is 37 and leading the line for Barcelona. Respect.
Mate, he's a free agent in the summer. Please come to Man United. Please! That's it.
Yeah. I swear every third player we've been talking about, please, guys. And those have been our players who have aged like fine wine. These uncles have still got it. Have there been any players that we've missed out? Maybe some players that you maybe disagree with, maybe think they're finished, they're washed. Let us know in the comments below. Give us a like and a subscribe. I've been Oscar.
And I've been Tom.
And we've been No Tactics.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.